Here's exactly how you can reverse engineer your way to success. Now, obviously, in this video, I'm be talking to you guys exactly how I've been able to do this, build a multi six figure online business. Every single dollar that I've ever made in my entire life, well, probably like 95% of every single dollar that I made has been online. Building an agency, doing this at a young age. I'm only 20 years old right now. I'm only telling you guys this as proof of concept and credibility. That way, you guys don't think I'm just talking about something random. At the end of this video, I'm going to have a very special kind of like implementation way that I go about implementing this. And if you don't watch all the way through this video, you're not going to get the proper context to be able to implement that thing at the very end. I'll be going into detail about how I use visualization and meditation to actually implement the practices and concepts I talk about in this video. Okay, so the first proof of concept I'm going to be introducing is the feeling in action of being extremely delusional. Now, if you can't wrap your head around yourself making $100,000 a month, if you can't even like comprehend that or even imagine it as a distant reality or even as a dream, then how are you going to not necessarily just embody the actions of being that person, but how do you even expect to reach that point in your life or your business financially, whatever this is? Now, I'm really talking to those of you guys that are either trying to start a business or running a business online or just in person. You guys that want to sort of just kind of take control out of the way, take control of the way your life is going, because you believe in the thought and belief that your thoughts create your actions create your results, and your results create your reality, right? Everybody can agree on that. So it doesn't necessarily come down to taking the action, but it comes down to taking the right action. Now, reverse engineering the process starts with step one, with surrounding yourself around people who are already successful. Before I even hit my first $10,000 a month online, I didn't know anybody who was making money online. So I was doing affiliate marketing during this time. And what I did is I joined a bunch of communities online. This was back before school.com was a thing. It was kind of like earlier on during Discord as well, like 2021-ish, 2022-ish, right? I would join these groups on Discord and on Facebook groups as well. And I would just kind of be around these people who are already earning that amount. Nowadays, if I were to reverse engineer that process, I would get myself around people on Instagram. I would start reaching out to people on Instagram who are already where I want to be and be like, hey, how can I learn from you other than mentorship and paying you a bunch of money? Because I didn't have capital during this time to invest into a lot of mentorship. I had some courses here and there, but during this time period, it's very important that you find very unique ways to get in front of that flock of people, because that's eventually who you will become and who you will surround yourself with, okay? Now, the second thing I want to talk to you guys about are A, B, and C type goals. Now, there's a famous person who recently passed away. His name is Bob Proctor. He was a famous thought leader during 1970, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, up until his passing, right? And he was extremely famous for C-type goals and shifting the paradigm with repetition. What this means is basically subconscious mind it controls some percent of your results. The exact number is obviously varies, but there's some subconscious programming that's running in the background of your life that forces you to take certain situations and dictate certain actions. So if some issue or event in the past, led you to the point where you feel guilty spending a certain amount of money, your subconscious reprogram or your subconscious program is only up, your threshold is only up to that certain amount of money. So you were like totally scarred about spending $500. Let's say you spent $500 or $1,000 one time, and it was a horrible experience. And it was like it deeply frustrated you with a lot of emotion and a lot of repetition. And it was just terrible. Now, whenever an opportunity or event comes by to where you can, have the ability to pay $5,000 or $500 to $1,000, you're now not going to take that because of the event that already happened. So the most important thing here is A, B, and C type goals, right? A type goals is a goal you've already hit. Let's say you're earning $10,000 a month online, okay? That means next month you have an A type goal to hit $10,000 a month. Like, you've already hit it. You already know how to get there. You already know the exact steps. That's not even a goal at that point. It's just kind of like a standard. So they call those A-type goals, what Bob Proctor names them. B-type goals is a goal to where you know how to hit it with certain actions. So let's say you're at 10K a month. You want to hit $15,000 a month, right? That simply is an extra $5,000 a month. That only comes down to sending a couple hundred more cold emails, sending some more LinkedIn connects, I don't know, YouTube videos, things like that, right? Like, I got to the point where I was sick of setting B-type goals in my business. I was always like, an extra 5K a month will be good, extra 5K a month. I think, guess what? it wouldn't happen because I was setting the goal way too low. Then when I started setting C-type goals, everything changed. Now, a C-type goal is a goal that is so unreachable from what it seems like right now at your current standpoint that you have to take excessive and unconventional action to get to that C-type goal. A good example of a C-type goal is if you're at $10,000 a month and you want to jump to $100,000 a month, that gap is $90,000 a month. You have no idea how it's going to happen. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a C-type goal. Now, I'm currently being mentored by um, Bob Proctor's mentees. That's the right word. So Bob Proctor mentored a lot of people in I think it's Gillette Institute. I think that's what it was called. And he had a program called Thinking into Results. I've taken that program from his mentees that are my mentors. So it's like he's up here, mentors there, then I'm right there, right? So this is why I'm familiar with these types of concepts. Now, very importantly here, if you want to reverse engineer your life, I would literally write down. I have like yellow legal pads upon yellow legal pads of this type of stuff, right? Like I am always doing this every single day. Is you want to write out 5 to 10 action steps that you think right now in your current situation will get you closer to your goal. Now, these are not things that you think will get you to your goal necessarily, because the path is going to come with a lot of different, issues. It's going to come with you pivoting different things. Things will change, right? But I want you to write down 5 or 10 actionable steps that you think will get you to your goal. So for instance, I have a goal of hitting $102,000 in monthly recurring revenue in my agency, right? Right now, we're doing anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 consistently every single month, right? In monthly recurring revenue. So I have a goal, a C-type goal, you probably say, of hitting $102,000 in MRR, right? So what that means for me is that I can write down 5 to 10 action steps that will lead me closer to that goal. So what does this look like? A weekly cadence of newsletters for the prospects that are in the pipeline. Every other day uploading a YouTube video about B2B marketing in the custom dev software space, because I have an agency helping out custom development software companies. We book demos for them and things like that. 50 to 100 outreach every single day on LinkedIn. We use a software called HeyReach to do that. Generate more traffic to LinkedIn. Obviously, then I have listed here ramping up cold email to the most I can. So basically ramping up cold email to 1,000 to $5,000 emails a day. Those are the kind of goals that I have an idea of how I think I can get there, right? These are the steps that lead towards the goal. And in reality, these are actually little goals within themselves, because hitting these numbers every single day isn't hard. Things come up, things happen. And so you have to kind of work through it. But the bonus I was talking about at the very end of this video, I'm now going to tell you, because I feel that you've already watched the video, you understand kind of how this stuff works, and now we're on the same page, okay? So all the context leading up to this point, let me recap, of reversing engineering your way, which is writing out 5 to 10 things that you seriously can do to move forward in that direction, coming up with a C-type goal, being very intentional with who you hang out with, getting yourself in the right groups, hanging around the right people. If there are people that are distracting, if there are people that are sucking energy out of your life, you can probably tell who they are right away. Your mind's just trying to keep you safe, and is basically just trying to justify you being around them. That's how it was for me, at least. And last but not least, actually being able to visualize it is a huge thing as well. So getting into something called the gateway process. This was a experiment done by the CIA in the 80s. They since declassified all the documents, so you can look at them online. And basically what happened is this process was developed by somebody, I have it written down here, named Robert Monroe. Okay, so he's the founder of the Monroe Institute. He studied altered states of consciousness and frequency. This is a business hack that your multimillionaire friends, people who you look up to, mentors, I guarantee you 95% of people, or actually 100% of people, are using this, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, they're using these techniques. The program this is used in the HemiSync audio tapes. So binaural beats are used to synchronize the left and the right hemispheres of your brain to get to a specific state of consciousness through frequency training, to be able to literally alter your subconscious mind to sort of build the life you want. Now, I'll explain it really quickly here. the CIA was basically interested in these certain levels of consciousness because they thought enhanced visualization, remote viewing, astral projection would be useful during certain current events that were going on during the 80s and the 90s. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to get shot. So that being said, I'm going to leave it at that. How I use the gateway tapes and the gateway processes. First of all, I paid for the gateway process. I don't know, it was like $20 or $30 online to download all the tapes. I downloaded it from some like third party website, but they're all on my Google Drive. Okay. And the gateway tapes were also popularized by modern age sort of researchers and leaders in the manifestation space, like Joe Dispenza. He's an award-winning author. He's a consultant. He has best-selling books. And what he does is he builds these meditations and hosts these workshops to actually pull your mind out of your body and reach altered states of consciousness that are hard to explain. Um, in these states of consciousness, it is claimed that you can download information from your higher self and basically get action steps on what to do next. I can only speak from my personal experience with this before I get into exactly how I do it. Um, my personal experience with this is there's been certain times where I have meditated, where I have felt my mind is out of my body. Again, this could completely all be wrong, but from the way I'm perceiving it and the way I feel it during this this has probably happened like a handful of times. I've been meditating for years now. Um, I've felt my mind come at like leave my body. Then there's just this thing called the quantum space, which is just infinite potential, and it's like frequency and energy are there, right? And it's almost like you can feel yourself in a different universe almost, but it's like you are the universe, so everything is just in itself. Basically, you're going to use this. You're going to get into a 430 hertz. You're going to use 432 hertz is what I use for subliminals, and then hemisync for the gateway experience. So you can look up hemisync meditation, things like that. It'll play beats in your head, and it'll be a hum, and then you hear a vibrato after like 20 or 30 minutes. We'll go, and it will sync the left and the right hemisphere. And you get into a very deep state of consciousness, basically. It's almost like you're asleep, and you want your body to be asleep, but your mind to be awake and for you to still be thinking. And what you're going to do is you're going to visualize a 5 to 10 second end scene. I use this by reading Reality Transurfing. It's over there in the bookshelf. You visualize a 5 to 10 second end scene of the desired outcome that you want. So whatever outcome that looks like, whether it's business success, financial success, physical success, whatever it looks like, you're going to have a 5 to 10 second long slide to where you visualize that. You visualize yourself looking out the apartment. I did it for this apartment as well. Looking out the apartment, seeing the view, looking at your Stripe screen and seeing all the payment transactions going through your bank account, whatever it is, right? You're going to use this and you're going to fill it up with emotions. You're going to feel the feelings of what it feels like to actually be able to experience that thing, okay? This is stuff that people charge you thousands of dollars for, but I'm giving it to you literally for free. I've accumulated this over the past couple of years and I've been using it every single day. So I stand by it fully. You're going to get into a deep meditative space with those beats and with those frequencies, and then you're going to actually visualize an end scene. And then you're going to watch how fast your reality transforms when you start to feel like that every single day. So if you can wake up every single day like you felt in the end scene, if you could bring up those emotions and live like that, you are now on that timeline of success, of the reality that you want. And so this I've been using to reach multiple six figures in my business. Any sort of materialistic thing that I've been wanting or been craving, I've done this technique, or I've just been like, instead of me having to go out here and purchase it, what's a way that I can get it? I've used for things like that, experiments and just like reality experiences like that. And what I've seen is somebody will gift me that thing that I've been wanting, or if I wanted to reach this level of success and here, it'll come a certain way, or this will happen and this will happen. I'll meet this guy here or this person there, or talk to this person. And then next thing you know, I'm already there. I'm like, wow, I thought it would happen this way, but then it happened this entirely different way. So that is exactly how you're going to reverse engineer your life for success. This takes massive amounts of obsession. Like this is now your life, basically. You have to look at it like that. Every single day, you have to look at it as extreme obsession. Like I was, and I still am obsessed with the idea of my life just being extremely successful. I have just become like engulfed in it. Now, it's not like I'm just like delusional. I'm just this delusional guy and I just don't have feelings or whatever. Like, it's nothing like that, right? It's just that I'm so fixated on my goal. I feel like it's already here and I'm just acting, moving, and playing it as that person, as that guy until, reality, quote unquote, catches up. So I'm gonna leave it off right there. Let me know if you guys have any questions. My Instagram's down below if you guys have any questions or comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.